Hello everybody, this is a MTD 4-cycle electric start, overhead valve, 179cc. I bought this thing in 2011, and it's almost winter. Well, it's November right now, but I decided why not just get it running now. Last year I did a valve adjustment on it. I don't remember the specs on the top of my head, so I don't have those for you. But now it's the beginning of the year. I already put some gas in it, so we're going to see if it starts. Now these are one of these crappy China ones from China. So when I first bought this, I bought this 2011, the winter of 2011, so it was right before snow or whatever, and it ran perfect the whole winter, no issues. And I used it last year, and within like a couple months we had snow. This is how crappy it is. This whole entire plastic guard is worn off, in 2 months that I've used it, and it didn't. Because they're crappy China ones. The engine, I have to say, I'm proud of. The engine runs beautifully. It had about 10-12 inches of snow. There was no stall, it just plowed right through it. And obviously the belt was actually squeaking. It was smoking actually. But the engine died once during that snowstorm, so I'm extremely proud of that. But the engine is good quality, China ones, whatever. I also gapped the spark plug. Otherwise, the only concern I have is that guard wore off right before, so I gotta buy a new one. But otherwise, let's just see how this thing fires up. So I'm gonna bring it outside here. So I have this snowblower, this MTD snowblower out here. I'm too lazy to pull the starter, so I'm actually going to use the electric start. Like I said, I haven't ran this since I adjusted, or I ran it once after I adjusted the valve. I don't know if I'm going to have to readjust them. It's actually really nice out for fall, November. Otherwise, pull it. I checked the pretty clean on there. Changed it last season, along with I adjusted my valves and gapped the spark plug. Spark plug wasn't that bad actually. But what I'm gonna do now is obviously this is their Chinese key, I guess what you can call it. It's not usually one of those sticker keys, plastic crappy one. That breaks. Sorry if it's a little windy, because it actually is. It's really windy out right now. But otherwise, I'm going to turn this choke, give you a better view. Run, and it's also in Chinese, Spanish or whatever it's in. Run, choke. So I'm going to turn it. I don't like turning it all the way down the choke, I just want to turn it halfway. And I'm going to prime it about 3 times. It also says right there, it's kind of blurry. Gas is good, and I'm going to start her up. Started up perfectly. I choked down a little bit more. I guess I turned it off a little too early. But it started up perfectly the first time. I'm gonna let it run on the choke for a little bit. smoking a little bit. I did score some oil down there for the end of the season last year. I'm going to turn up my choke. To let it run for a little bit, but that was weird. I tried giving it some gas and it died. Yeah, it's dying out. Let's see if I can get it going again. It's running kind of lousy, in my opinion. I'm actually going to move it. I actually have it on like lowest idle. Idle's pretty good actually. I didn't have to adjust it. I don't know why it was dying out when I was trying to give it some gas. So I'm going to try giving it some gas again and see what happens. It might need another valve adjustment. Yeah, it's dying out. So I don't know, let me know what you think. The good news is I found out it's not with the valve train. It's ended up with the carburetor. I think it got flooded. The problem with these Chinese snowblowers is that when you prime it and you choke it at the same time, it screws things up. I never actually choked it. I always usually prime it, but I choked it this time, and I think that's what caused the issue. So it's only been like a minute later. So it's probably going to die out again. I'm just going to let it run for a few minutes with the choke off. I decided to turn the choke on again. Smoking again. I'll be right back with. It's been about 2 minutes. What I noticed, I think it's still a little flood. When I floor it, it dies out like that. But if I go up slowly, it works just fine. And I get my full throttle. So that's. Now I could floor it and it works fine, so I think it's unflooded now. I think it was because I primed it and choked it at the same time. But there you have it, this winter startup